small. Wow, tiny.
You are currently listening to Tiny Table,
where we explore TTRPGs you might not have heard of.
Whether big or small, we hope to cover them all.
Because we know that great things can come in tiny packages.
Hello and welcome to Tiny Table, where no game is too small. From rules to rolling to review, we teach RPGs so you can play too. And dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to mourn Darius of Great Legend has passed. The doom sight fulfilled his tragic end. An episode earlier than we might have expected him to.
Yeah, Jesus.
Those who rejoin us now recall his fated death at the end of our episode prior. If I could have my players please introduce yourselves, your pronouns, your character's name and pronouns, and if you were to attend, what would you bring to Darius's funeral?
Oh my god, that's too soon.
I'm Holly, they, she. I play Amaranth, Vizor, she, her, and I'd bring a bundle of Amaranth. Yeah.
Fitting.
From that, hi, I'm Skylar. He, they, it, all interchangeable. I'm going to be playing Noelle the Scholar, who uses she, her, and we talked a little bit off mic about how the Hakan, the race of Neo's first character, now previous character, was very heavily inspired by, like, Persian lore, like that whole race of people from one of Matt Colville's original players. So I think I'd probably bring like a very traditional like Persian instrument to play like a very solemn dirge during the service.
A dirge we may yet hear.
Hi, I'm Neo. I use they and him pronouns. And I was Darius of Great Legend, who used he and him pronouns. And I guess what I'd bring to his funeral is another character sheet.
A character will not give away for the moment. We'll see when they make their fated arrival. And I have been, and will continue to be your funeral director, Julia.
That's so fucked up. Oh my god.
Thank you.
And I would bring an hourglass filled with powdered granite to overturn upon his grave as the sands fall slow in the translucent globe. And the sands fall still as we rejoin our heroes, the two who remain here against the throngs of undead that saw Darius fell.
This episode's gonna be 15 minutes long.
To paint the picture of where we last left off, on the south end of the room, just adjacent to the skull, we see Amaranth and Noelle. Noelle is grabbed at the ankle by a crawling, fetid zombie, while Amaranth is dazed at the impact of that zombie's rotting, spore-filled stench. The moment we rejoin is a moment of great tragedy as Darius, fulfilling his doom sight, rushed into the center of the chamber, brandishing his great mace aloft. With a great and terrible swing did it fall upon the eye of the dread skull, the thing, the sigil, that damnable diablerie that animates the dead of this tomb. Neo, would you describe for us that moment of Darius's death?
Darius, holding aloft his giant spike bat, sunders the first crack in the sigil of the eye hole, and as the electricity surges up his body, he turns and looks over his shoulder and he says, "Avenge me. Sunder the skull, and bring my body to the light. Tell the tales. Do not forget me. Do not let my legend die." As he falls to the ground.
His final words spoken. The great orator auteur meets his end. We are rejoining in the midst of a round. And it is my great shame to inform that it is the monsters who will be going before either of you.
What the fuck?
I hate to start on such a thing, but it is their turn. Ghouls and the other half of the skeletons still remain as your characters are racked with the reaction to Darius's fall. Before I begin that, just a moment. What is going through Amaranth and Noelle's heads right now?
Well, I mean, Amaranth is extremely dazed, and so she's struggling to even kind of knowing what's going on. Like, she became dazed at the start of this. It's all
And
happening
it's the smell
so
of
fast.
death, right? Like, it is the smell of, like, choking death that dazes her.
All she knows is that she needs to figure out a way to sunder this so that her and Noelle can get the fuck out of here.
As for Noelle, it's calculations. It's math, it's odds, it's, okay, we are down one. We're down the dude that squished a goblin in a single blow. That doesn't say great things for our chances here. But actually, is there any way that I can kind of get a gauge on, like, how much damage Darius did to the skull before they fell? Like, get a read on, like, okay, are our odds better to just get the hell out? Should we focus in? Can I, like, get a gauge on the actual, like, damage to this magic in any way?
The soul blow that Darius landed was significant. With his impact, he, objects can't be winded, but he did more than half the damage to the skull with his impact.
Okay.
And there is a besmirchment upon the eye of the skull. You see the light of it starting to dim and wane in the wake of that lightning surging further into Darius, almost as though the magic was redirected in the wake of the aggression. More impacts could sunder it, and perhaps even quell the dead from their walk. The question is, would you survive the impact?
While all my calculations would normally suggest that we run, I currently, is shaking her leg, find myself unable. I believe we should heed Darius' last words and focus on the skull.
Mm-hmm. And focus you shall, but not before the enemy moves. The other of the skeletons are going to let loose a volley. In much the same way as their compatriots across the room had. More vibrating bone shards affixed to javelin heads are hurled your ways, one at each of you. It is 7 damage to Amaranth, 6 to Noelle, but now both of you have the, if you move, you'll take 2 damage from moving.
Understood.
As the vibrating bits of bone that now find themselves lodged in your boot heels sit quivering, waiting to burst to punish any reaction.
Okay.
That's the end of the skeleton's turn, and Amaranth, you are up, the last of our heroes to go in this first round. You're dazed as well, meaning that you can move or maneuver or act, but only one instead of all 3.
2 throats at once. It says 2 creatures or objects.
You're adjacent to a zombie and the skull sigil.
Okay, think I'm gonna spend my 3 points on doing that. That's the only thing I can do because I can only do one thing at once.
Mm-hmm.
Using a heroic ability will give me a focus.
Okay, that is going to be 12, so I just get to the second tier.
Beautiful.
So that is going to be 7 damage to the zombie and the skull.
Do you have any surges by chance?
I don't, but I could, if we allow it, I could take the last heroic token and gain 2 surges and be able to put in 2 more damage. What do we think?
There's only one heroic token left, and the chanting from beyond the far wall still looms. Violet is nowhere in sight. If you choose to do so, I will tell you right now, you are 2 damage shy of sundering the sigil. Exactly 2. It's taken 18 out of 20 damage as of that hit, but you'd be going into the final fight with no heroic tokens.
I think take it, get your surges.
And then I also get an insight back.
Very nice. The last of the heroic tokens is spent. 2 surges into the damage.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like as you sunder the sigil on the ground?
My eyes are glassy. A tear runs down as I look at at the dead body of Darius. I didn't know him that well, but I did kind of like him. As a dagger goes across a zombie, and then I plunge it down into the ground, kind of trying to mess up the design of the skull.
And plunge you do into the jagged and gnarled teeth of this hellish design. Your dagger cuts across the ridge, separating jaw from main bone, and the last light of the skull goes out. A great rattle courses through the room, a pulse of energy, the last flash of red light before all dims, and the walking corpses fall dead, fully, once again, and a quiet falls over the chamber.
I think we did the right thing. If this had gone on any longer, I think it would have been Darius who got reanimated, making any further progression in here all the more dangerous.
I know, but what should we even do? I mean, we told that mom that we were going to get her kid, but now we're down a member, and it's just all...
We press on.
Okay, yes. Should we store his corpse somewhere, just in a moment?
There are crypts. I can attend to the funeral rites.
Okay, let's go. Let's just do that really quick.
Noelle being the strongest, I think will, I guess. Oh my god, he's fucking like 7 feet tall.
He's huge.
But I've got 2 might. Maybe it's a roll. I'm gonna go try to pick him up.
Maybe you can both, like, one of you grabs the feet and one of you grabs the wrists. And, like, you
yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to get under his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
As you touch the illusory corpse of Darius of Great Legends, you hear from in the invisible silence elsewhere. Did somebody ask for a sequel? Great Legends never die.
What the fuck?
And from the about 3 squares away, or however many feet
Like
that
15
is.
feet.
Sure. Poof! Darius emerges from the invisible shadows and just stands triumphantly as he says, "Ha! I faked my death. Pretty convincing, eh? Everyone thinks just because I'm a Hakan, every time I die, it means it's over for me. Ha! Fools. Got you pretty good, huh?"
What the fuck?
Impossible. This is clearly a shapeshifter. Attack.
Whoa, hey!
Darius, why didn't you tell us that you could do something like that?
Well, it wouldn't be very dramatic now, would it?
It might have been less convincing to our enemies, though the tactical advantage of us not running away and leaving you here to die might have been a thing worth considering. Regardless, the act was impeccable.
Thank you.
Oh my god, I really believe that.
Thank you. I am a fantastic actor.
As did I. If we had known each other any longer, I might have even been moved to tears. But we did just meet, like, last week, so...
Well, don't worry. Next time, I'll get you to cry.
So at the end of the encounter, do I get a victory?
You all get victories.
Amazing.
Yes. Amazing.
Gotcha, bitch.
This goes out to all our folks who kind of skip to the final episode and see how it all shakes out. I hope you were thoroughly convinced. To all our folks who came here from last episode, hi.
Play along.
Play
Don't
along.
say
Don't
anything.
spoil
Can we
it.
spend a recovery?
You may spend as many as you want, as long
Outside.
as you have them to spend.
Or, I would say save your recoveries, drink your potion.
How much is the potion?
Potion heals you the same amount
Yep.
as a recovery would,
but it doesn't spend a recovery.
And the fact that we have abilities that play specifically on recoveries, I think we'll want to save those. I will likewise drink my potion and heal back up to full. Before we continue, can I just say, I want to give this room, because I might forget by the postmortem, I want to give a huge shout out to the design of this encounter. The fact that there are multiple abilities disencouraging running or movement built into this encounter that are basically being like, hey, stay and fight, figure it out. It's showing like, hey, running isn't the solution, but you're clearly outnumbered to a degree that your heroes probably haven't faced so far. figure something out. And obviously giant red glowing skull. There are more indicators than just the fact that the skull is big, red, and glowing as to what to do to this fight as an alternative solution. I really like that seamless design.
I agree, and I think like the fact that there's already so much tactics to chew on at level 1 is like, God,
It's crazy.
this game is so good.
Crazy. So we hear chanting.
You do, from behind the wall that bears the great statue.
Is there anything that perhaps Darius could make out?
That would be intuition with an additional +2 for your eavesdrop.
Okay.
This is to see the degree to which you can discern what is being chanted.
As they're doing that, can I do a search or inspection of the room? Maybe there's something within these sarcophaguses or something on any of the corpses that might be helpful to us.
The room itself, the corpses are quite old, pretty immediately determinable by you. You wouldn't need a roll for this. The garb, the armaments on the skeletons is old Kalian armor. These were likely members of the Delian Order.
Wow.
Okay, that's 17.
17, tier 3.
Wow.
Woohoo.
You are able to, by kind of cross-referencing in comparison to the brief curses you heard earlier, they are chanting in Sveth, which is the language of the goblins and the goblinoids. The chanting that emanates from within is all Sveth chanting, but it is being led and dictated by a different language. The responses are all in Sveth, the language of the goblins, but the leader of the chant is recounting in a different tongue, one you can identify as Celt, an offshoot of Celtvari, the language of bugbears and the Fae.
Oh.
Interesting.
Fae would speak Celt in the Fae lands, in Arcadia, the distant realm of the fair folk, the abundance of life and chaos. Bugbears are, as far as you know, the representatives of this language on the mundane world. Of the goblinoids, they are the ones who hold kinship with the fair folk. To elaborate on the search you were doing earlier, Noelle, I had identified to you in the prior episode that there was an inscription on the plinth of the statue. You are near enough now to read it. It is in Old Kalian, and with your linguistic knowledge, you'd be able to translate it with no need for a roll. With enough time and work, probably any of you could. You all speak Kalian. It is the old language of the Empire, but this is very formal, heightened, and it is of the dialect as it was 1,000 years hence. It says, inscribed upon its face, "Once this fails, the battle is lost."
Interesting.
Is the this implying to be the chalice, perhaps? Or unknown?
Shrugs in riddle.
Drugs in riddle.
Is the door locked?
You do not see a door.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we hear chanting from beyond a wall.
Yeah, the chanting is coming from behind the statue. And the statue is in the rear wall of the room. It has a spear in one hand and a shield in the other. Were it not for hearing the chanting, one would see this room and think this is the depths of the tomb.
Okay.
You're in a mausoleum lined with sarcophagi.
Oh. Amaranth is going to go up, and I'd like to look first to see if there's any traps before I go and grab at the spear or the shield.
Let's have a reason or intuition test, and if you have any relevant skills.
I have search.
Search.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Let's have a search for traps.
12.
You do not identify any trap mechanisms, though in your search you can see that along the seams that ride along the arc behind the statue, you feel a light breeze of air. There is a secret door here, concealed by this statue. The statue, presumably, is movable, though to do so would be obviously quite noisy if you were to just bust it down.
My thought is that once you lose your spear, the fight is done. So Amaranth's gonna try to jimmy out the spear.
It is contiguous with the stone of the statue. It is no separate material. You pull, and twist and give it every kind of angle you can. There is no mechanism here in the spear. Yeah, like if you wanted to exert a lot of force, you could try and like break the spear.
Wait, is it the
'cause
same
it's pretty
with the
skinny, but it's like the same body of stone.
And it's the same with the shield?
Same with the shield. And with that search, you search the statue all over. It is a contiguous piece of stone.
Is there anything written on the walls like hope, courage?
Do you say courage aloud?
Yeah. I think Aaron's like, she's like, what is this? Is it something corny like hope, courage?
And she's standing on the platform,
She's
so the statue
literally,
is
like,
moving with
hanging
her
off.
on it. I like the idea that she's so focused on the statue as she's doing this, she doesn't even notice it's moving underneath her. She's like, there's something corny like courage. Ugh. No, there's got to be something else. Okay, let me underneath. Is it in the armpit? Is it like an Achilles heel thing? Or meanwhile, like she's like moved a full 90 degrees and is like rotating into the corner of the room.
I'm just watching. I think it's hilarious.
The door opens and you see beyond, and by doing so with the secret word and not doing something a little more forceful, you have not done anything loud to alert those in the room.
I'm gonna sneak
No.
then. I want to sneak and I want to hide.
Let's see if
I'm
we
the shadow.
I think Noelle turns to you and says, "Impressive. I did not know you had an aptitude for wordplay." That was- Whoa. Aggressive.
She turns and like, it was a level 1 riddle.
It wasn't even that fun.
That's Monday New York Times shit to me, son.
God forbid a woman try to give a compliment to another woman.
Ladies, please.
Noelle throws her hand up and says, I've passed the Bechdel test, and turns and walks downstairs. And they are stairs that are beyond. It's not immediately visible the next room over, but you can see from the bottom of the stairs as you look down, there is a glowing bluish white light just on the landing at the bottom of the stairs coming from the room beyond. Amaranth wanted to sneak down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a agility check, adding your sneak.
Is there any way I could maybe assist this? Would my knowledge of either history, maybe an understanding of like common layouts of tombs or architecture, maybe even strategy, be able to like give them a guidance of like run your hand down along the wall as you pass, you may like notice like a certain step here, or typically in dungeons like this,
I think strategy would be applicable here.
Strategy
'Cause
would be
it applies
applicable?
to both your knowledge of the possible architectural history, but also like how should the rest of us interact? Like, is it strategic to let her go ahead? Is it strategic to keep close behind? How close behind?
Okay, fantastic. I'll do this as an assist roll to see if I can give you an edge or maybe even a double edge. And strategy is my specialization, so I get a
Someone
double
say
edge
her-
on this
her-
roll.
Her special interest.
Yeah,
don't
one
know.
of two. Thankfully, I have a double edge because it is my specialization. So at baseline, it is a tier 2 success, which will give you an edge.
Very nice. An edge on your sneak roll.
That's so funny. That gets me right. Okay, so I got 4 on the die, and then I get that +2 from agility, which is 6, and then 8. So I got 10.
Wait. You got 4 total across both dice?
Yeah, I rolled 2 twos.
Oof, rough. The edge is not enough. A double edge would have been quite nice. That is unfortunately still a tier 1 success, meaning... Actually, let me think. Sneaking up on a group of individuals who are currently chanting and focused on a ritual, I would say counts as easy. So let me look at the specific table for tests and see
You
what
just
an
walk
easy...
2 steps and
Yeah, so looking it up, a tier 1 result on an easy test, and I think sneaking up with no former alert would be an easy test, is still a success, but it is a success with a consequence. Meaning you are still unseen when you get down to the bottom. I can't think of any immediate consequence, so for now I'm going to rely on the generic consequence of I will get 2 additional malice at the start of the next fight. Alrighty. Amaranth, you are the first to sneak into the chamber, and despite the low outcome of your roll, the focus of your quarry is such that it is easier to get the drop on them than it would ordinarily be. Especially because most of their eyes are not on the entrance to the chamber. and their chanting drowns out your footsteps, loud as they may intermittently be. You enter into the largest chamber you've seen such far. It's in game terms, it's 11 by 13 squares, a large chamber. The stairs empty out into it from its northwestern corner, leading into an area with 3 pillars holding the high ceiling aloft. The body of the room is centered on a stairwell, a wide one, 15 feet wide, leading down, deeper down into what is presumably a second level of the crypt. But it is obscured, covered by a sheen of glowing white light, around which a troop of 7 goblins all chant in Sveth. They are led in this grim choir by a much taller goblinoid. A gray-furred bugbear stands at the far depths of the chamber. And strung up, tied currently to a statue on the far end of the stair, you see a young girl, bruised and battered, and from her heart, her sternum, a thin stream of light is waving in oscillations towards the ward that covers the stairwell. One by one, the 3 of you slink your way into the room, each of you finding cover behind one of the 3 pillars. Yet another convenience of 3 players playing this module. A lot of freedoms in this adventure that are not tailored for y'all specifically. But there is a pillar each for you all to hide behind, and you do have the drop on your opponents, meaning they'll be surprised and unable to utilize triggered or free triggered actions until the second round. And power rolls made against them gain an edge.
Ooh.
And you'll go first.
Let's get him.
Yeah.
Let's get them.
It's time to draw steel. Who goes first and initiates?
I think Noelle will go first for this one, because I think hitting a mark could be pretty solid for us. Before I go through with my turn, when it comes to the bugbear specifically, would you say I have line of sight for like a shot on him because the goblins are short?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. If I have line of effect, then I'm going to start my turn by marking the bugbear, because that seems like the big target. And then I'm actually going to be saving a decent amount of my focus right now to do some cooler stuff later on. So instead, I'm going to use my sniper action, which is patient shot. If I don't take a move action this turn, it'll do an additional 2 damage.
Ooh, and you are already in a place to shoot.
Yes, so with this, we have an edge because they're surprised, and then a double edge because I've marked them.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I'm going to take this roll
Amazing.
with a double edge against the bugbear to get us started. Oh, I think that's going to be pretty good. Okay, so that's going to be 13 plus 2 is 15 for a second tier, but double edge takes me to tier 3.
Wow. All right. What happens to this bugbear as it chants in its ancient fairy
Oh my God.
tongue?
So, what happens is I'm going to do a shit ton of damage. With a tier 3 success, this does 15, plus an additional 2 for not moving, and I'm going to
Wow.
spend 1 focus to use a free triggered reaction to activate my mark and deal an additional 4 damage to deal 21.
Wow.
With this first shot as Noelle. I think this is the first time that they've actually gotten to really fire their bow. As they pull it out from their back, they pull, and you see it's almost like the glass surrounding her arms like fractures as the muscles kind of flex, and she pulls it back far, and she does it like slowly. There's almost no perceptible sound until the final, and boom, slammed right in the chest, this giant ballista-like bolt.
With a yelp, in a fairy curse, the bugbear is sent shooting backwards and stumbles in pain as the arrow slashes through her side and she doubles over in pain. She looks up with fire in her eyes and a shocked look on her animal face, points her thralls and minions towards you all, and barks out, in a language you do not all speak, in a word you all know, one command. Death!
Tactics 101, bitch. Kill the leader.
I think now is a great time to introduce our lovely warriors who flank here the sides of the pool. They are going to charge in first and are going to make a beeline for our heroes behind the pillars. Each of them charges forward with their respective spears at the ready, one aiming towards our tactician, the other towards our shadow.
As the one coming towards Amaranth starts to move, can I actually use a reaction for my Overwatch ability and let them make a free ranged attack against them?
As they come in? Sure.
Yes, and I am going to spend a focus to slow them if they have reason less than 1.
They have reason 0. Do you have to roll for that, or is it always just reason less than 1?
It's always reason less than 1 if I spend a focus.
They have reason 0, so their speed would be maximum of 2. What's the range when you can trigger that?
Whatever the range of their free attack is, which I'm assuming... Yeah, if they have a 10, then basically,
whenever.
And I can trigger it at any point during their movement. So basically, do it right away, let them only get 2 feet close to you.
So they'll instead use their action to just take a second move, so they'll move 4 in total, but they'll only get to here and will not be able to attack.
Ooh, okay.
And I will deal 7 damage to them as I get tier 2.
Fantastic. The other one gets up adjacent to our tactician while you focus on slowing the other with your Overwatch ability and is going to approach and attempt to bury the point. Inspired by their leader, these warriors are a little craftier than they were when you fought them above ground. They're going to spend 2 malice to bury the point. What is your might, Skylar?
My might is 2.
You are not bleeding, but you do take 6 damage.
Okay, I'll take not bleeding.
That is the end of the Goblin Warrior's turn. Who wants to go next?
I do. And I will use my Black Ash teleport, so I can teleport up to 5 squares, so I want to go right behind that statue. And as part of the maneuver, I can try to hide to gain a surge.
Very nice. Attempt to hide.
Okay. So that's going to be, with all the things together, that's going to be 15.
15, you are hidden.
All right, so then I'm going to get a surge.
Very nice.
All right, so unfortunately, I am 1 inside away from doing the really funny thing I want to do, but I will run up to the bozo who hit me. I'm guessing with an edge because I'm going from being hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do fade.
Double edge, because you also are, it's still a surprise round.
Oh, shit. Okay, 15...
You're at tier 3.
I'm at tier 3. Okay, so I do 10 damage to him.
10 damage is enough to slay that goblin.
Oh, with the 7 you did earlier, that's great.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I can then shift back 3 squares, so I'm just going to go right back to where I was.
Ah, gotcha.
So I ran out, then go back in.
Right back into your cover. Amazing. That is the end of Amaranth's turn. I suppose you actually haven't used your regular movement action unless that was your teleport.
Yeah, because that was my teleport, and then...
Was a maneuver, so you still have movement.
You know what? I'm going to run to get closer to my allies.
Get to flanking. Fantastic. You use your movement to run back to the back of the room and between the pillars weave past Darius and get into flanking with our tactician, Noelle. I think it's time for our Bugbear Channeler to get into the mix. The Channeler is going to advance forward, round the corner of the stair, and with a maneuver, pick up one of the little goblin minions and just throw them further into the room towards y'all.
Wow.
Oh my god.
They just get a maneuver called throw. Target is vertically pushed up to 3 squares. An ally doesn't take damage from being force moved this way.
Wow.
And because it's vertical, it can lob over the other goblin.
Wow.
And just whoop. As the bugbear scoops up one of her thralls and hucks it deeper into the room so that he'll be closer to be able to do his melee attacks. And then from here, reaches out with her hand with her main action, her signature ability, and crackling light at the edge of her fingers, where the tips of the lightning go not bright, but black. And this will be at -2 against the tactician and standard against the shadow. Terrible roll. 2 and a 1 on the rolls. This will be tier 1 for both of you. It is 7 damage to you both,
Okay.
and you both are pulled 2 spaces towards her. That is going to slam you into the pillar you are hiding behind, tactician. Let's take a little look at how force movement into objects works. It's going to be additional damage for slamming into the object.
Thankfully, I do have stability 1.
So you only get pulled 1 instead of 2.
Yes.
With 1 remaining square of force movement, you would need 6 to destroy stone. So you won't sunder the column, but you are going to take square of remaining force movement is 1 after your stability, plus 2 for an object, so 3 additional damage for being grabbed by the shadow and pulled, bam, into the pillar.
Wow.
Force movement doesn't trigger opportunity attacks, so the goblin you are flanking can't smack you on the way out, Amaranth. But what this looks like as she reaches her paw out is crackling lightning at the tips of her fingers, and then your own shadows underneath your feet. The shadow that is cast in the light from this big central beam that covers the stairwell. The shadows that dance behind you on the walls start to sneak under you and towards the light of the stairs, before tendrils from your shadows that look like your own 2 hands reach up, grab you by your wrists, and pull. Wow. As she slams you. That is the end of the Bugbear Channeler's turn. Darius, you're up.
So, starting with my other ability, I'm going to start a routine choreography.
Ooh.
While this performance is active, each target who starts their turn in my area, an aura of 5, gets +2 bonus speed. Now, I don't think
That'll include yourself.
that'll include me. So, with my new speed of 8, I'm going to close in the distance to the Bugbear leader.
Wonderful. You are going to take an attack of opportunity as you run past the Goblin Warrior. They're going to slam you as you pass for 1 damage.
Great. I also forgot to get my drama up, and I rolled a 3 at the start of my turn.
3 more drama, that's no joke.
I'm at 5 drama.
Whoa, you've got the 5 abilities on the table, and you've closed the distance to the Bugbear Channeler.
I want to keep my drama and hit her with the devastating rush. I do get 1, 2, because that's 2.
That's the straight line you've got before her, totally.
Yeah. Ooh, that is a natty 19.
Oh, shoot. So it's, what, 15 plus 2 is 17 damage, and then you get to go again?
You know what? I was going to try to save up for something. I'm going to use another free triggered reaction to have you deal an additional 4.
Okay, that's 4.
Did that just cost your...
It just costs 1 focus.
Just free extra
and is
damage?
a free triggered action on a marked creature.
Oh, my lord.
Ooh, if I roll really good, I might get slowed or restrained. So I'm gonna do the drama roll now. I'm gonna spend 3 points and do quick rewrite. So 3 cube within 10. So that's, can I get all 3?
Yeah, you can get 2 minions and the Bugbear.
Great, I'm gonna do that. And is this an edge roll?
It's double edge against her and edge against the minions.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
you
god, I
roll
love
once
edging.
and then just do the math twice.
Get out of here. 16 on the die plus 2.
It's max against all of them.
Holy
Damn,
shit.
I didn't even need the edge to move up the tier.
Wow.
Okay, so everyone takes 6 damage, and if their presence is less than 2, they're restrained. DM,
The presence of the channeler is 2.
okay.
This is our main thing. But the remaining minion is restrained, and one of the minions just straight dies.
Oh, nice.
And I'm just going to thank you here real quick, Neo, because by both hitting my marked target and by using a heroic ability, you've just given me back 2 focus.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
DM, what's in the environment? Like,
You're standing next to a statue, and she's directly in front of a large, glowing stairwell that has a big sheen over it that she has been siphoning power from young Violet to seem to try to touch.
great. In that case, we're gonna have the quick rewrite say that the statues lunge out with their stone arms and grab at the goblins, though it barely misses the Bugbear Channeler.
Wow.
And it lifts up one of them and just squishes. I'm liking that we're establishing these goblins are like made of jelly.
Yeah, Darius just be squishing these little gobos like bugs.
They're little bugs to him. Speaking of those wonderful, now 3 remaining minions, it's a fun time to introduce the minion rules. These folks all work in a group. They come with a captain, the last warrior who hasn't acted yet, at the apex of the pool, who's right next to our shade. Minions go all together, they make 1 big attack roll for all of them, and they can target different people with the attack roll equal to the number of minions. They're all gonna run and smack whoever they can smack. So with one of them still restrained, the two who are free to move on the far side of the pool from Darius and the bugbear surge forward and rush towards Amaranth. They've, with their 6 movement, just enough to sneak around the pillar and get into a flanking position on Amaranth as they make their roll, with an edge of +2. A tier 3 result from the minions means these spine cleavers are swinging and swinging strong. That is going to be 5 damage to Amaranth, 6 because there's 2 minions attacking you.
Okay, and I will immediately use my triggered action in all this confusion. I'm going to halve the damage.
Whoa.
And then I am going to teleport up to 4 squares after the triggering effect resolves.
Okay, so 6 damage becomes 3, but the action resolves first. That's funny because their action is to shove you.
Oh,
They shove you forward and directly into the glowing and shimmering stare. Ordinarily, you would take 3 lightning damage right here, but because of you're in all this confusion and reaction, I will say that this will also have the damage for that, which makes sense to me because you immediately teleport as soon as you touch the rejecting ward. Tell me the direction you would like to teleport.
I want to teleport behind that statue that's like straight perpendicular. Yeah. And I do vanish in a plume of black smoke. So
It's not the first time someone has stepped on a glowing thing in this dungeon and seemed to die. All right, so your intent is to move 3 squares to your left. Got it. We're not done resolving the effect of the stare.
Okay. How much
Only
damage do
one
I
damage,
take?
Just one,
Just one?
because of your
Okay.
having. But it teleports you first to here, and then you move 1, 2, 3 to the left.
That's totally fine with me.
So you are behind not the statue you intended. You're thrown to the far side of the room and sneak and teleport directly behind the statue to which young Violet is tied.
And all this confusion is right, goddamn.
Yeah. They push her and they just start cheering. They're like, "Ah!"
She's dead!
Darius taking cue. Amaranth! No! I will avenge you!
Oh, true, because she teleported immediately behind a fully obscuring statue. So no one could see her.
Wow.
You get
Twice
the hidden
in one
status.
dungeon.
What are the odds?
What are the odds?
I like to think you guys have seen me do this black ash smoke. It is like my whole thing.
Nah, I'm flavoring it like we're like, you died. Wink.
The captain of these little gerblins, the last of the warriors, rushes up behind, and I have still got, gosh darned, 6 malice left to spend, and I should be smoking that. So it is going to again try to bury the point and desperately attempt to bleed the tactician.
I know it is flanking, so I'm going to use my free triggered action once a round to do Keeper of Order to remove its edge.
The order is kept in the order of the Delian tomb. A swing, but nothing. No true burial of the point. That's only a now regular 19 plus 2 is 12, a barely snuck tier 2, 6 damage, but you do not bleed. Alrighty, that brings us back to the very top of the order. But first, as the round ends, Violet lurches forward in pain. The light continues to seep out from her sternum, and Darius, you are close enough to see now in the light. Capillaries popping at the center of her chest.
Oh my god.
If this goes on too long, her heart will burst. Top of the order, who is up?
I can see something pretty funny.
Go for it.
Do we think this ritual will end if the bugbear doing all the magic dies?
Probably. That was my first guess.
Good guess.
Let's see. Oh, I get 3 insight. I have 7 insight.
In all this confusion, I'm no longer confused. Oh god, it's the Joker.
I'm going to use my black ash teleport. I can go behind that statue, the other statue, hide as part of the maneuver. Ooh, baby. Okay. What is that's 16?
16, a tier 2, you have an edge against the bugbear, even though we are now in round 2. And with the edge of the mark, a double edge is guaranteed.
I'm gonna use 5 insight to do coup de grace.
What does that mean?
What is that?
That
She's biting her tongue. Holly has
Holly,
the
I'm scared of
devious
you.
grin on her face.
Oh my lord.
She's turned into the Joker.
Oh no, I rolled so bad.
Hey, thank God for thank Saint Ajax himself for the double edge.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I got an 8.
All that build up. So you get a tier 2. What
Okay.
does tier 2 do for
Okay.
coup de grace?
That's 2d6 plus 14 damage.
Wait, what the fuck? You're rolling dice?
Yeah.
For damage?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in this game.
It does with coup de grace.
2d6 plus 14?
Yeah.
They literally just said, we know you folks still want to roll d6s for sneak attack.
Okay, so that's gonna be 6. That's 20 points of damage.
20?
Yeah. How's she looking?
20?
20.
She has, in a lovely mirroring of some numbers from earlier, 18 hit points remaining. Or she did, when she lived, as the coup de grace snuffs the life of the Bugbear Channeler. Holly, describe how you do it.
So, in another puff of smoke, I go behind the statue, I brandish my dagger, and I just jump on this thing, cut the throat. As coup de grace, your blade might be the last thing they see.
And all she sees is the momentary flash of light, the reflection of the ward she could not break, dances on dark steel for the last heartbeat of her life. As the bugbear falls and bleeds, the goblin minions scream! And they all start running out of the room. Yeah! They flee, their leader slain, the ritual ended, the ward resealed. The light recedes into Violet's chest. With a sudden jolt, she looks up. She's pained, and there'll be some bruising. But you stopped it before the end of the second round. She is not yet bloodied.
Huzzah! Amaranth, we will scream your name from the rooftop.
No. Noelle did it.
All right.
And that is such a beautiful image to end the end of our actual play. Of Draw Steel.
And we get the kid back to her mom.
That's not what this game's
We
about.
give the mercenaries a talking to about their price structure.
Go to Daggerheart for that.
What a game!
What a game!
I'm excited to talk about this one.
Oh, this postmortem's gonna rip.
Hi, and thank you for listening to our podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, then we'd really appreciate if you left us a review. If you really like what we do here and want to support us further, you can join us at patreon.com/tinytablepodcast. Our business email is also open for inquiries at tinytablebusiness@gmail.com, and all of our socials can be found in the episode description for any shenanigans you might want to follow. Till next time, see ya!
Welcome to the Shoutout Corner. This week, I'm gonna be so honest, these shoutouts have nothing to do with the game that we've played. I've developed a new hyperfixation. I discovered a game called Deadlock recently. It's like if League of Legends and Marvel Rivals or Overwatch had a little baby. And while that probably sounds like hell on earth to those of you who know what that means, it's actually a lot of fun. So I'm gonna be assigning you all various characters based on this random game that I've developed a hyperfixation about. It's set in a 1940s cursed New York. So without further ado, thank you very much to Anna, who I'm assigning Wraith. She's sort of like this mafioso mobster lady with 2 robotic arms that help shoot her guns for her. Callie, you're getting Viper, who is a lizard lady, like the lizard from Spider-Man, but cooler and with a gun. Drake, you're getting Sinclair. Sinclair is a sort of faceless, black and white, traditional magician person. Very, very cool. Nice abilities. They can steal people's ults. EG, I'm assigning you Viscous. Viscous is my personal main. They're my personal favorite. They are a slime person. They're a little ooze guy, and they're great. You can see their skeleton inside their ooze. I love that. Emerson, you're getting Mo and Krill. This is a little 2-for-1. Krill is a giant badger thing in a hat with a giant chain around its neck being ridden by a small Mojo Jojo looking monkey guy with a gun. They're awesome. Jade, you're getting Celeste because I know that you already know who these characters are and I know she's your favorite even though she's not been released yet. Joe, you're getting Victor. Victor's sort of like this undead zombie looking guy. He's kind of got like a Frankenstein's monster aesthetic going on. Jordan, I'm assigning you Drifter. He's not a werewolf, he's actually a vampire, but he's got that kind of like rugged, rough around the edges, like fuzzy vampire kind of look. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of vampires, for this next one, Cly, you're getting Mina. She's also a vampire, but she's more cutie patootie about it. You know, she's dressed nicely, carries a little parasol, has a small little gun in her hand. She's great and fucking busted. Nerf her, please. Logan, you're getting Silver. Speaking of werewolves, this is actually what Silver is. She's a great, sort of mean-looking werewolf lady. She's the newest release as of this recording. She's fantastic. I can't wait to try her out once I'm done recording these. Matthew, you're getting Infernus. He's like this cool bartender guy with a head of flame. As you can probably guess by his name, he does a lot of damage over time using fire abilities. Nancy, you're getting Ivy. Ivy's this awesome little gargoyle lady. She's known as the hero of Spanish Harlem. She is fantastic to play and awful to play against because she's impossible to kill. So good luck with that. Pleasure Goblin, I'm giving you Bebop. Bebop is a robot. He's like an old style kind of looking robot. He's got one big kind of clunky arm with a bunch of spikes on it and another with a little grappling hook hand. He's great. Sparky, you're getting Billy. Billy is you could probably guess he's a goat man. Billy Goat guy. But he's great. He's a punk head. He's got like this big leather jacket, giant horns with nails through them, and a giant spiked bat. Love Billy. Stefan, you are getting Vindicta. She is the ghost of a witch who was hung during the Salem witch trials, and she's a sniper. She can like float around and like fly in the air and is also really strong. I don't know if she needs actually she just got buffed recently, so I think it's probably a little too early to call for a nerf, but she's cool. Hate playing against her though. Tammy, you're getting Rim. Rim's one of the newer characters. He's a little like crow, fuzzy bear like little guy in like PJs. He's truly just like a little creature. I love him. His abilities have to deal with sleep. The first 4 notes of Megalovania. You are getting the Doorman. The Doorman is like a classic style bellhop looking dude. He's, as you'd expect, the doorman, like what you would expect to see at like a very fancy, again, 1940s hotel. And Die Dungeon Gal, I'm giving you what's kind of the poster child for the game. You're getting Abrams. Abrams is this big sort of demon detective with a large book in his hand. And it looks like a revolver, but it's actually like a small like hand shotgun. He's dope as hell, both fun to play. And he feels like a fair character, you know, big tanky guy. We like him. We like Abrams. But with that, if any of that sounds interesting to you, look up Deadlock. It is free to play, but you do need an invite from one of your friends on Steam. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, it's what I'm going to be doing right now. So until then, I'll see you in the Cursed Apple. Toodles!